Welcome, sweet friends. It's Ashley Clarke with Earthkeeper Yoga, and I am here in my studio in Birmingham, Alabama, and I am honored and thrilled to be spending this time with you today. I want to let you know that when we practice yoga, we are practicing the union of body and breath together as we move and find stillness on our mat. But as yogis and yoginis, we have an ethical responsibility to also really pay attention to how we treat ourselves and how we treat other people. That's physically, mentally, emotionally, all of those things. Though inwardly, maybe we are shaming ourselves or making ourselves feel guilty. And then we can also have these ways in which we treat other people. And it's impossible to stay in peace and joy and light and love all the time. But we can arm ourselves with tools that we can use both on and off the mat. So as we move throughout our practice today, I will be sharing some of those philosophies and ethical ways of looking at life together here and now. So as you're ready, I'm going to invite you to get at least one block and your trusty blanket and meet me right here on the mat. All right, friends. So today's class is entitled Be a Forklift. And as we move through the practice today, I'll explain a little bit more about what I mean by that. So as you're ready, we're going to start in a comfortable seat. So I invite you to sit in any way that is comfortable for you. If it's more comfortable for you to have the legs out in front of you, feel free to do that. What we will concern ourselves with as we begin is just finding some length through the spine. You can have the arms just to rest gently on the legs. Go ahead and maybe roll the shoulders up to the ears and let the shoulder blades come together for a moment, and then just let the shoulders sink down towards your hips. You can close your eyes or have a soft gaze towards the floor, whatever you're more comfortable with. And as you come into this position where the eyes are closed, take just a moment, give yourself an inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. And start to settle in here. Notice those external sounds that could easily turn into distractions, but just note them and let them go. Notice the breath. You don't have to change anything about, just notice your breath. Notice where it shows up in your body. Notice your body. Notice if there's any places that feel as if they're holding tension. And as you allow your breath to begin to deepen, notice how on those exhales, everything just seems to relax physically. Notice the softening of the jaw, the softening of the legs. Maybe even the softening of the breath. So right now, your parasympathetic nervous system is informing your mental, emotional, physical body that you can relax. And there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to run from. You are safe. So turning just a little bit deeper into that breath, notice the breath. Begin deep in the belly. The belly starts to expand. And if you've maintained that long spine, you've got that breath that can rise all the way up. It can lift all the way up to your collarbones, filling the lungs, expanding the rib cage. And exhale, let it all go. And give yourself 2 more rounds just like that. As you're ready, we're going to start to flutter these eyes back open. Welcome. And we're going to take the legs. We're going to keep that right knee forward with the leg bent. And let this left knee come over to the left just a little bit. That left foot goes behind. I'm going to stay on my blanket just to keep that length through the pelvis and send the hips forward just a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier to lengthen through the crown of the head. If you don't have the blanket, it's fine. Just press that tailbone into the mat and ripple up through the length of the spine. So we're going to send the hands on either side. So that right hand's outside the right hip, left hand outside that left leg. Let the fingertips come to the mat and then take an inhale. Exhale, send the chin down towards the chest. Start to move your nose to either shoulder. You can keep the gaze towards the floor. You can keep the eyes closed. See if you can connect that to breath. So maybe an inhale goes to one shoulder and then the exhale goes to the other. So there's a gentle opening in the hip right here and a gentle release of tension through the back of the neck. And give yourself 1 more round. Bring the chin back down towards the chest. Take an inhale, and as you do, lift the arms and the gaze, or at least the nose, up towards the sky. And then exhale to settle the shoulders. Bring the gaze back forward. And take an inhale here. And then exhale, start to fold forward. Let those hands come to your mat or in front of you, depending on how you're sitting. And then reach the crown of the head away, gentle opening through that right hip. Breathe here. So using those exhales to just relax into this. If you needed a little bit more space, the hands could be closer. You could even put your hands on a block. Just breathing in and out. Give it 2 more breaths. Use your hands to walk yourself back up to that seat, and we'll change legs. So we're going to bring that left knee forward, left heel in towards center, right knee forward, right foot back. And then giving yourself an opportunity to get those hips to come forward. Left haunch is more on the floor than the right. Reaching through the crown of the head. Send those fingertips down either side of the legs, chin down towards the chest. Take your inhale to reach arms and gaze up. And then exhale, gaze comes back forward, shoulders settle. Inhale here. And exhale to fold forward. Hands come to the mat or to the earth, reaching through the crown of the head. Using nice, big, deep breaths. And forming your body through those exhales about if you've come too far, if you could go just a little bit further. Our bodies are still cold, so we don't want to really press anything here. No pain in yoga. And give it 1 more breath. Beautiful. Start to walk those hands back towards you. And then as you do, you can swing this right leg around. We're going to come into table. So we will be moving through a little sequence that involves table. So if you know you want something under your knees, feel free to spread your blanket out, put it under your knees. As you move through this table, find those wrists right under shoulders, spread the fingertips nice and wide. And then just in a little bit of an awareness to the knees. So right now, with mine, there's not any. I'm going to invite you to kind of squeeze the inside of the thighs towards one another. The legs don't have to touch, but just starting to engage through the upper part of your legs. Reach through the spine. Go ahead and curl your toes. This will be your inhale. And then your exhale, press into the hands, lift the hips. Exhale. Down dog. Inhale, find that table, squeezing the legs together. Exhale, lift the hips. Down dog. Moving with your breath. Noticing the pause at the top of the breath and the bottom. Two more times. Don't forget that squeeze of the thighs. And as you make your way into this exhale, into this down dog, keep it there. Take a few breaths to pedal out the feet. Let the head hang heavy, gaze towards the knees. And as always, if you feel like you're holding a lot of weight in your upper body, just bend those knees, let the hips go back just a little bit, and you'll feel some of that weight come out of your hands. Give it 2 more breaths. And find a moment of stillness in your down dog. And then begin to walk those hands back towards your feet. We're going to meet at the back of our mats in a forward fold. Keep a bend in the knees. Lower body stays soft. Upper body hangs heavy. Give yourself 1 breath right here. Now start to bend those knees a little bit more, sending the hips back. Get light on those fingertips. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, go ahead and make your way into a chair. So keeping those hips back. Breathe here 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Legs straighten just a bit. Head hangs heavy. Sigh it out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Big bend in the knees, sitting the hips back. Torso's rolling onto those thighs. Light on the fingertips. Here we go again. Inhale down low. Exhale, slow rise, finding your chair. Settling in. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head hang heavy. Give yourself that side to side sway. So light on the fingertips, just letting those hands shimmy around on either side of the foot. It's almost if you're a willow tree here. Not locking those knees.
One more breath. Coming back to that stillness in the center. One breath. From here, let's inhale halfway. Find that long spine. And exhale, slow release down towards your mat. Inhale here. And exhale, slow rise into your mountain pose or Tadasana. Keeping the gaze forward, fingertips pressed down towards the floor. Peel those shoulder blades closer together. Find 2 breaths here. Gaze forward. Take an inhale, send the arms and gaze up. And then exhale, bring those hands down in front of your heart, bow chin to chest. Close the eyes or the gaze is towards the floor. Send awareness to your feet. Are you holding weight in just one spot? Could you even out the weight just a bit? Feeling more centered right here. One breath. Let the hands come down on either side of the hips. Bring the chin down towards the chest. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale to settle the shoulders. Gaze comes back forward. One breath. Soften through the knees just a bit. Take an inhale. And then exhale, fold halfway. Breathe here, 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, finding those chair legs. Light on the fingertips. Inhale, finding chair. Inhale here. Exhale to rise into mountain, palms on either side of the hips. Reaching through the crown of the head, take a breath, gaze forward. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale, gaze back forward, shoulders settle. Inhale. Exhale halfway. Hold it one more breath. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. We've got one more round just like that. So bend those knees back into that chair, light on the fingertips. Inhale into your chair. Inhale in your chair. Exhale, mountain. Settle the gaze, settle the spirit. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale, gaze back forward, shoulders settle. Inhale here. Exhale halfway. Lengthening through the crown, even here, trying not to round the back. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And go ahead and walk those hands forward. Find your down dog. Breathing in and out, you've got 3 breaths. Take an inhale, make your way into plank. Lower the right knee under the right hip. Inhale to lift the left leg behind you, keeping the left foot flexed, lengthening through the crown. Inhale, bend this left knee, let the left foot come outside of the left hand, and then curl those curl the right toes. Take an inhale, and then exhale to sink the hips down here. Keep the crown pointing away from you. Gaze down towards your mat. Take an inhale. Press into your hands. Lift this left foot back behind you. You're back in your down dog. Breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale into your plank. Bend the left knee under the left hip. So you're in a 3-legged table. Inhale to lift the right foot. And then you're going to bring the right foot outside of the right hand. Once you get there, curl left toes, take an inhale. And then exhale to settle into the posture, lengthening through the crown of the head. Inhale, send the hips back, right foot comes back to meet left. You're back in your down dog. Give yourself a breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale, lift the right leg up towards the sky, and then bring knee to nose. Step that right foot through. So you're coming into a low lunge here, sending that left heel back. Find some lightness through the fingertips. If you need to keep that left knee down on the mat, go right ahead. So here we go. We're going to lift up. Inhale. Exhale, settling into your crescent legs, and the hands are forward. Fingertips pointing away, shoulders relaxed. Breathe here, 2 breaths. Inhale, open up into warrior 2. And turn those palms up. Inhale, straighten through the right leg. Send the gaze up towards the palms as the arms lift over your head. And then exhale, back into warrior 2. Do that 3 more times. Inhale, rise up. And exhale to settle in. 2 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, settle in. So let the gaze follow that right hand. So this is it. Hold it 2 breaths. Beautiful. Windmill those hands down on either side of the left foot, spinning onto the ball of the right foot, or left foot rather, and we're going to come back into down dog. Give yourself that breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, lift the left leg up towards the sky, and then we'll bring knee to nose. Step that left foot through. Low lunge, 2 breaths. So either that right knee lowers or you're feeling nice and stable right where you are. Light on these fingertips. Here we go. Inhale, lifting up into crescent legs. Fingertips stay forward. It's almost like you're holding a beach ball in front of you. Inhale, open up into your warrior 2. Turn those palms up. Here we go. Inhale, gaze follows left hand this time. Exhale, warrior 2. Last one. Windmill those hands down, making your way back into your down dog. Breathe it out. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, lowering all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet come to the mat. Keep those hands right under the shoulders. Reach through the crown of the head. Keep the low body soft. Take an inhale, reach the crown of the head up. Hold here 2 breaths, belly breath. Gaze is forward. Beautiful. Lower the head, press into the palms. Send the hips back, child's pose. Releasing through that low back. Let the upper body just melt into the mat. Inhale, we're going to rise into our table. Exhale, find down dog. One more breath. Take an inhale, lift the right leg, but keep the hips square. Right foot stays flexed. Take an inhale here, make your way into a 3-legged plank. Lower that right knee under the right hip, and then lift this left foot just like we did before. Keep that left foot flexed. Inhale, knee to nose, bringing that left foot outside of the right hand. And then we'll curl right toes, making our way back into that lizard-like shape. Right hand right under the right shoulder. Take an inhale, lift the left arm up towards the sky. Hold it here. So we're in that left hip again. You can lower this right knee if you need to. And one more breath. Left hand comes down inside of left foot, spinning onto the ball of the right foot. Make your way towards the long edge of your mat. We'll meet in a wide leg forward fold. So move your feet in any way that you need to. Breathe in and out. One more breath. Bend those knees a lot, and we're going to take an inhale here. And exhale, we're going to come into a wide leg chair, or what I like to call love seat. Holding that beach ball out in front, lengthening through the crown of the head. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Head hangs heavy. 2 more breaths. Bend those knees, take an inhale. And as you exhale, slow roll up, wide leg mountain. Hands come near the hips. Start to engage through the soles of your feet, and as you do, lift the arms. We're moving into 5-pointed star. There's engagement all the way up to the fingertips. Rise up and then settle in. 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, spin on the ball of that left foot. Make your way into warrior 2. Left or finger towards that left middle finger. Windmill the hands down, and we'll make our way back into our down dog. Inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Here we go. Nice big inhale, left leg lifts, hips stay square. And then exhale, coming into that three-legged table, so that left knee comes down. Inhale, lifting the right leg, and then bringing that right foot outside of the right hand, curling those toes, finding that lizard type shape. Left hand is right under left wrist. Inhale, send the right arm up towards the sky. One more breath. Lower this right hand, and you're going to make your way into that forward fold. Long edge of the mat. Bend those knees, take your inhale. And then exhale, roll yourself into that wide-legged chair or love seat. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And soften the knees, take an inhale. And exhale, slow rise, making your way into that wide leg mountain pose, starting to engage through the soles of the feet. Inhale, arms start to lift. Everything engages. 5-pointed star. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2, gaze towards that right middle finger. Windmill those hands down, making your way into down dog. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhaling into your plank. Lower the knees down, tops of the feet down. Take an inhale. And exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Release through the low body. Reach the crown away. Take an inhale. And then exhale to lift the head. 2 breaths. Gaze moves forward. Lower the head. Press into the hands and the hips back. Child's pose. Release everything. And if your brow or your forehead doesn't make it to the mat, just stack your palms on top of one another. Let the forehead rest on the back of the palms. Breath in the back body. Last one. Take an inhale to make your way back into your table, and then exhale to lift the hips. Move back into your down dog. Hold it 2 more breaths. Take an inhale, lift the left leg up behind you as far as you'd like. You can even bend the knee, circle the ankle, point and flex the foot. So straighten the leg. You're going to take an inhale and bring that knee up towards your nose and then step the left foot through, but keep a shorter stance. So this left knee is still bent over the left ankle. You're on the ball of the right foot. Light on the fingertips. Inhale. And then exhale. Make your way into warrior 1. So that right foot plants. There's that beach ball up over the head. Heart open. 2 breaths. Straighten through that left leg. And we're going to do that halfway fold that we did from the back of our mats at the beginning of class. So before we do, I want you to pay attention to your hips. Mine are over to the right just a little bit. I want them square towards the front. So I'm going to move my right foot out just a little bit to give myself more space. Take an inhale here. And then exhale to come halfway, reaching the crown away. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. So if it's too much to fold all the way down, this is where the block can come in handy, just to give yourself a little bit more space. Hold it here, 2 more breaths. Send your body weight to that left foot. Bring this right foot up to meet the left. You're in a forward fold. You're not near the top of your mat exactly. You're a little ways back. That's fine. Go ahead and bend those knees into your chair. Light on the fingertips. Inhale. And then exhale into that chair. It's 2 breaths linked through the spine. Inhale here. Exhale to move into your mountain pose. Center the body, center the breath, gaze forward. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale, palms come down in front of your heart, bow chin to chest. Give yourself a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. So open those eyes and find your soft gaze. You're going to take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, move your awareness over to that left side of your body. Lift up through the crown of your head, rippling up through your body. And then we'll lift this right knee. Right foot stays flexed. Pelvis tucks in just a little bit. There's your strength right in the center of your body. Hold it here, 2 breaths. So on our next inhale, we're going to open the knee to the right for ash tree and lift the arms all at the same time. So here we go. Nice big inhale, starting to open so that right heel doesn't touch. Engage even more through the inside of that left leg. Breathe. Inhale, bring it all back in. Exhale, settle in the center, settle body, settle the breath. That was settle. I messed up the word. Settle the breath. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale to find that forward fold. Step your feet back, finding down dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg up, finding all of those same things. So bending the knees, opening the hip. Equal weight through both arms. Straighten the leg, take an inhale. Bring knee to nose. Remember, this is a shorter stance, so bringing that right foot forward, keeping the right knee over the right ankle. Light on the fingertips. Torso is resting on the top of that right thigh. Inhale. Here's your warrior 1, shorter stance. Give yourself a couple of breaths. Open up, holding that beach ball over the head. I just realized I didn't do my foot right, so make sure that the whole foot comes to the mat. Inhale, straighten through that right leg, and then we'll check those hips. So I'm over to the left just a little bit. I'm going to square the hips forward, give myself a little bit more space through the back left foot. Take your inhale. Exhale, halfway. Inhale here. Exhale, bending that right knee, hands come to the mat. Energy into the ball of the left foot, coming into your forward fold. Breath through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Big bend in those knees, light on the fingertips. Inhale, moving into that chair. Inhale here. Exhale to rise into your mountain, settling the body, settling the breath. Gaze forward. Inhale, lifting arms and gaze. And exhale, bringing the palms in front of the heart, finding your soft gaze in front of you. So this is where we lift into tree from this standing position. So take an inhale, moving body weight over to the right, starting to engage and ripple up, lifting up through the crown of your head. Here we go. Inhale, lifting this left knee, left foot stays flexed. So tucking that pelvis in, engaging through the low core, through the low belly. Inhale, open it up, finding ash tree. Keep that left foot flexed. Inhale, back into the knee forward, hands at the heart. Exhale, left foot drops, center the body, center the breath. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale, find that forward fold. Step your feet back, making your way into your down dog. Inhale into plank or kneeling plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lowering all the way with control to the top of the mat, or belly comes to the mat, tops of the feet come to the mat. Send those elbows up towards the sky, lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale, lift up. 2 breaths, feeling it in the belly. Inhale here. Exhale to lower the head, press into the hands, send the hips back. Find that child's pose, releasing everywhere that you can. Breath in the upper back body. Last breath. Take an inhale, moving through table, and then you're going to walk your hands forward just a little bit. Go ahead and lower all the way down. And then you're going to take your knees, you're going to bring them to the side. And so you're on your elbows, and see from here, so you're on your elbows, the chest is pointing towards the floor, but your knees are stacked over to the right. See if you can take an inhale and then dip that right shoulder a little bit down further towards the mat. You'll feel a stretch to that right hip. Keep the breath towards the floor. One more breath. Press into your hands. Start to walk your hands towards you. You've got both of those legs stacked on top of each other. The left hand plants. Take an inhale, lift the right arm up towards the sky. Gaze follows that right thumb. Beautiful. Gaze comes back down towards the floor. Right hand comes under that right shoulder. Start to walk it down. Find elbows. So from here, what we're going to do is find the toes on both feet, take an inhale, lift those knees all the way through center, walk, and then let those knees drop to the other side. Keep the heart down towards the floor so you're getting a stretch through that IT band on the right side, to that right hip. Take an inhale, and then twist that left shoulder down towards your floor just a little bit. Gaze stays down, feeling that stretch deepen. Press into the hands, start to walk those hands towards you so that you're sitting on that outside of the right hip. Right hand stays on the mat. Take an inhale. Left arm lifts behind, gaze follows the left thumb. So release through the hips. Last breath. Inhale, slowly starting to let those hands come back down to the mat, and then you'll walk back to the elbows. Curl toes on the left side, inhale, bring the knees under the hips, and then curl toes. See if you can come into an elbow plank. Inhale here. Exhale, let the pelvis lower towards the mat. Press into the elbows, reach through the crown of the head, finding Sphinx. Low body stays relaxed. So release through the glutes. Belly is breathing. You may or may not feel it on your mat. One more breath. Beautiful. So hands are on the mat. Press into the hands so the elbows can splay out to either side. Bring the palms under the shoulders, and we're going to press up into table, but just so we can swing those legs and come to a wide-legged seat. So legs come out wide on either side. We're going to find the tailbone pressing into the floor. This is actually a place where I like to have my blanket just to help keep my pelvis rocking forward, take some of the pressure out. So make any adjustments that you need to make. Take a moment to close the eyes or have that soft gaze towards the floor, just coming into the breath. And see if you can flex the feet. Bring the chin down towards the chest, palms on either side of the hips. Take an inhale, rise with the arms and the gaze. And then the gaze comes back forward, shoulders settle. We're going to do a wide leg forward fold from here, so take an inhale. And then exhale, keeping the lower back straight, so reaching through the crown of the head, slowly inching your way down. Hands come to the mat, find your spot. Not too far, no pain. Let the exhales inform. And give yourself 6 or 7 breaths here. And deciding what the posture is for you today. And then once you find your edge, finding that spot where you can hang out a few breaths, rest in 3 breaths. Press into the hands, start to walk yourself back up towards center. Beautiful. Hands come down to the hips, chin back in towards the chest. Take an inhale, reach the arms and the gaze up. And then in this time, exhale, turn the chest towards that right knee. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, see if you can fold over that right leg. So as always, the goal of yoga is to be in touch, not to touch. So we're not worried about whether or not we can even touch that leg. We're just feeling into this, using our breath, our exhales to inform. I'm finding a spot we can hang out in, just a couple more breaths. Use those hands to walk yourself back up, and then this right hand can come back into the center. Let the shoulders relax. Give yourself a breath. Just noticing how one side of your body feels a little bit more open. There's a little bit more awareness to it. We'll bring chin down towards chest, hands on either side of the hips. Here we go. Nice big inhale, reaching arms and gaze up. And then exhale, twisting over, chest comes towards that left knee. Fresh inhale. Exhale to fold forward. Keep the reach through the spine. Exhales tell you what you need to know, and see if you can keep the feet flexed as well. Beautiful. Slowly starting to walk yourself back up. You can swing this right leg to meet your left. You're going to be on the long edge of your mat. Now, this is where having the blanket is great. I'm going to unfold my blanket so that it's so that I can take, it's folded in fourths right now. So I'm going to take it from folding it out twice, and then I'm going to roll it up. So I'm just making a nice big long roll with the blanket. And then I'm going to take it and let my heels rest. So I've just run it through my legs. And then I'm going to let my knees fall out to either side so the feet stay together. Then roll down onto your back and see if by having the blanket underneath your heels, if you can release the knees open a little bit more. If this is too much for you, roll the blanket up from your heels so that it's more even with your upper thigh. And then as you open the knees, it'll find a soft place for the knees to come. You could also use blocks here if you needed it. Take those arms, bring them into a nice big T, take up some space on your mat, and tilt the pelvis up just a little bit for just a moment, feeling that stretch through the groin on both sides. And big deep breath in the belly all the way up to the collarbones. Scanning the low body, seeing if you're holding tension anywhere. Releasing the glutes. Start to bring those knees up towards the sky. Soles of the feet come to the mat. And then bring the knees into the chest. Wrap the hands around the knees. Give yourself a little gentle side to side sway. If you can reach down and grab that blanket, you can move it out of the way of your mat. Notice the position of your head. So is your chin in line with your chest, or is it more open? So we want it in line with the chest. Give it one more breath. Beautiful. As you're ready, you can move into whatever those 6 or 7 breaths are, of whatever I didn't offer that your body may be asking for now. You can give yourself those things now.
And after you complete that last exhale, go ahead and move into whatever Shavasana will look like for you today. You can come into an easy seat just as I am, or you can just lie on your mat, take up some space. You can even take that rolled blanket and put it right behind your head, or maybe lift the hips up just a little bit and bring the blanket underneath just to release the hips a little bit more, whatever feels nice. And as you get there, give yourself that inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth, and rest. As you're ready, you can slowly start to bring some awareness back into this space that we have created together. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. Reach your arms up over your head. Give yourself a full body stretch. And then allow yourself to roll on to one side or the other for just another moment, bringing the knees up in towards the belly, rolling the chin in down towards the chest. Starting to become more aware of the sounds around you. Giving yourself this soft entry point back into wherever it is that you will move into next. As you're ready, you can bring yourself back into a comfortable seat and bring your hands together at your heart. I want to share a little bit about our quote for today. So I mentioned at the beginning of the class that as yogis and yoginis, we have an ethical and moral responsibility to pay attention to how we treat ourselves and how we treat other people. And so there's a series of do's and don'ts, if you will, the yamas and the niyamas. And one of them is non-stealing. And so when you first come to that idea, you come to it with your ego, and your ego says, I don't steal from other people. I don't take tangible things from other people. I am not a thief. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. And so I'm going to read a little snippet from this book called The Yamas and the Niyamas by Deborah Adele. And it'll explain our quote for the day, or our theme for the class today as well. It says, be a forklift.
You should always be lifting people up. The question we can ask ourselves in our encounters with others and ourselves is, does the other person feel uplifted and lighter because they have been with us? Or do they feel like something precious was taken from them? Do we also rob ourselves of those moments? Have we brightened their day by taking a moment to listen, to sincerely compliment them, or simply just to smile? May you know kindness and may you be kind. And until we meet together again, gratitude for practicing with me today. Namaste.